Good morning, this is Jack from theartchart.net, and this is the pre-market recording for the morning of Monday, the 10th of December. Our disclaimer, we do this for educational purposes only. We're here to share our technical analysis with you. We hope you can take some of what we're doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. We're not here to issue trading signals. Right, let's go with ES to start off with. Now, here, we had a lower low overnight. And I was talking about something on Chart Chat yesterday, and I want to talk more about that today. And that is the possibility that, this would be Wave A, Wave B, Wave C, Wave D. And Wave D obviously has gone lower than this trend line here, and it's also gone lower than this low. Now, either we're in Wave E here, because this wave can overthrow Stances, and he's the triangle expert, in which case it looks like a falling wedge falling from the high at the moment, and I've got wedge resistance currently at about the 2678 area, 2680 possibly. And that trend line would be the obvious next one. There are a couple of obvious other resistance levels. We've got the weekly pivot at 2690, and we've got the daily middle band at about 2710, and that's backed up by the 5 DMA on SPX and the 60-hour MA on SPX, which are at 26, which closed Friday at 27, 15, and 19 respectively. So we've basically got triple resistance at the daily middle band. Now, there is a possibility of a lower low on ES, but basically if we go through 2600, whichever read you see, as soon as we break this low, the triangle's breaking down. So the other possibility we've got here is we're either doing the wave E there, in which case I've got resistance at this trend line, weekly pivot just above, and then not far above either of those. We've got the daily middle band in the 2710 area, and that's one possibility. The other possibility is that we've done a rather extended wave 2. So this would be wave 1 of wave A, wave B, and this is the end of wave B. This would mean that the wave C would then take us up to, we'd go through the daily middle band, and we'd head back up to the 2810 area, and then we'd come down for wave D and E, etc. And obviously it would extend the process considerably. That's only an alternate at the moment. It is more likely that we're actually in wave E now. But I think in the event that we get back over the daily middle band with any force, and also the 5 DMA, because of course this has been a 2% decline and more. So as soon as we get back over those, then I'd be considering this alternate pretty seriously. We shall see. We're still on a 60-minute buy signal. I'm expecting to see some more upside. Stan was talking about the 2675 area. That's where I've got my trend line. So that would be interesting to see. Break over that trend line, and that opens the higher targets. Right. In Q, I've got a decent looking, although not well anchored of the support trend line on ES either. A decent looking falling wedge forming here. I've got wedge resistance in the 6750 area, no current divergence. Let's have a look at DX. No need to look at SPX. The key levels are the ones I've given you already anyway. DX still trading sideways, still waiting for any sort of definitive move down. This sort of very retracement wave type stuff could be a triangle, in which case I'd probably lean bullish on it into a retest of the high. We could still do a retest of the high, we shall see. ZB, decent looking. If we're going to see some upside on equities today, this is a decent looking little double top. We're still on a 60-minute sell signal. It would, however, take us down further. I've extended this wedge here, because this is still rising support in the event that it got anywhere near it, and it would do if we were forming an alternate pattern. Not seeing an alternative resistance trend line here, really. If we have broken up from this rising wedge and we're heading towards the target in the 146 area, obviously we're halfway there, then I would expect to see support really at the weekly pivot, because I wouldn't expect to see this double top make the full target down here in the high 140s. I'd expect this trend line to hold, and if not, I'd expect this level to hold. I wouldn't expect it to get all the way down here. That would suggest to me that another pattern was forming, although that wouldn't mean, of course, that we didn't make it to 146. So 146 is an open target here, but the best rising wedges that make target to the upside do respect the resistance trend line that was broken. CL, we're still in this sort of flag setup here. We've broken declining resistance, which is bullish. However, if we break through rising support, then that is likely a break of likely flag support, and I'd expect to see a retest of this low. That might well be the second low of a double bottom, and if it was the second low of a double bottom, then a sustained break over, I think 54.44 or something up here would take us back to the 58.59 area. Actually, no, 59 to 60, I think. So that's definitely on the cards. We shall see how that goes. In G, now this is a very interesting one, because of course we've completed the triangle and we've done all the waves. This was wavy, and obviously we've got pretty close to. I've moved declining resistance because the original triangle resistance trend line I had was broken very slightly here, and we've gone through slightly again here. So I've redrawn that. So I'm watching to see what happens here. Obviously, we've got strong support at triangle support, which is now crossing the monthly pivot at 4.26, and we've got triangle resistance up here in about the 4.68 area. I'm waiting for a break. A break up should deliver a move up to at least the retest of this high, and then Stan will be looking for a target in the 5.2 area. And I've got a possible outside chance resistance trend line in the 5.5 area. A breakdown takes us down to 3.6. This would normally break up, but this is only a 70-30 thing. 30% it breaks down, and it takes us back to 3.6. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not seeing any particularly strong reason to think this is going to break down at the moment, but obviously it is a possible. GC, a 60-minute sell signal is fixed overnight. This isn't the first one. It's in fact the second one. It's the third one, and the other two both failed. So that is worth bearing in mind here. We've broken very slightly rising support, and it could be that we're going to see a retracement here. If so, we'd have obvious support in the sort of like the 1238 to 1241 areas. We'll see how that goes. Not really getting a lot of clues on DX, so we'll just have to see how that goes. Right, SI, this is still a possible double top setup here. I've got no current divergence. I'm not really looking for a double top here, but it's worth bearing in mind. We're down to the weekly pivot here. If that fails, then monthly pivot is double top support. Breaking conversion of that delivers a likely retest of these lows here. Not seeing any strong reasons to expect that, but not ruling it out either. A lot depends on DX and whether DX goes for the high and how much the metals react to it going for that high if it does that. HG, I've got a possible IHS here, which is starting to look a little stretched. If it's going to break up, it needs to break up soon. And the IHS neckline is an effect of the weekly pivot. So if we break and convert that, then we'll be looking at a target in the 2.84 area. UUSD. UUSD is trading sideways really with DX. Nothing. I've got a possible weak 60-minute sell signal brewing. Nothing particularly, no strong indicators either way there really. USD JPY had a falling wedge and it's broken up from that. Might just be a retracement, but we're on a 60-minute buy signal. That's now reached the possible near miss target since I was amending the chart this morning. USD CAD. USD CAD, obviously, the channel has very possibly topped out, and we're waiting for a break of channel support in the 1.32 area. We're not close to that at the moment, no current divergence. Australian dollar. Australian dollar has broken down from this pretty nice looking rising wedge. Could be bottoming out here as 60-minute buy signal is fixed. We are in an area where we could see a head and shoulder right shoulder form. So I'm watching that with interest. Might be slightly oversized, but not much. If we were to see one there, then we would be looking for a high in the 73.1 area for the right shoulder. NZ, not NZUSD, KC. KC, lots of positive divergence, close to trendline support, gone down plenty, expecting it to turn at any time, hasn't turned yet, possible double bottom forming here. SB, I've got possible IHS here, no, that's looking rather stretched now. Wondering, the longer it hangs around here and the longer it spends under weekly pivot and monthly pivot, the more likely it is this low will be retested. Liking the long side better, our lean is long. CC, this is an interesting setup because we've had a very nice looking double bottom break up, and we're just retracing a bit here, and I'm expecting this to get back over the monthly pivot and convert that and go up into a target in the 23.45 area. If, however, the weekly pivot is converted back to resistance, then this would be a Janus flag setup. This would be bottoming pattern move up rejection and retest the lows. So that would take us pretty much straight back to 2100. We shall see how that goes. I'm leaning into the double bottom making target, but it could go the other way. CW, nice break up here the other day, and we had this rising megaphone here. I'm wondering about a back test of megaphone support and go. If that is the case, because we've got a decent looking little double bottom here too, if that is the case, then that would have a target in approximately, hang on, what's we looking at there? About the 550 area. And that looks eminently doable as long as the weekly pivot stays as support. We'll see how that goes. Corn, we've got the 60-minute sell signal has reached the possible near-miss target. We have a rising channel here. We are testing rising channel support rather than going to channel resistance so far, so watching that with great interest. If that breaks, then we can do a retracement. The obvious support would be the monthly pivot at 37833. If the weekly pivot converts into strong support, and we haven't broken this trend line, then I've got channel resistance currently in about the 395 area. Soy, I've marked in here a possible double top forming here, but at the moment I've got no current divergence. It's still moving up. I'm expecting to see a retest of this high in all probability, and it need not turn around there. Although I'm just noting there that there's a possibility that we'll be making the second high of a double top, and actually it would have done enough for that already. Technically, we could be forming a bear flag, a bull flag, in which case we could see a move back to 893. Nothing particularly indicative short term. We shall see. All right, great. I'm going to stop the recording there.